Welcome viewers to Gravel Trap Legends, and it's race night for round 5 of the GT4 Americana series here at Watkins Glen. I'm your host Neil Haynes, flying solo this week before both myself and Tim join back next week for the final round. Let's check out the Watkins Glen track layout GTL will be using tonight. And you can see the track layout. We're not going to be using the inner loop. We've got the big long back straight of this famous circuit here at Watkins Glen. You can see we've got the first corner, the big 90-degree corner where cars just come belting in there. Big long runoff on the outside of the left of the turn one. And then it's a flat out run up through the S's, up the hill, or they take the long big back straight where the GT4s would really like to let loose and wind it up down the back straight and not have to negotiate the inner loop. And then they will come right around the big right hand corner of the outer loop where it absolutely eats the left hand tyres before they have to then duck down in a real tricky corner with a chute they call it, where a lot of cars can come in a little bit too hot through there as it's a downhill run and find that themselves that they outbrake themselves and they can run wide into the barriers waiting for the all cars on the outside on the right hand side. And this is a famous section where they call it the boot because as you can see in the map there of the track map, it looks like a boot. They run into the end there of the toe. Nice, pretty easy corner actually to negotiate, not much happening there. Some overtaking possibilities through there at the toe, and then they come running down to the heel. Very tricky corner if there's going to be any overtaking, but then it's a little uphill drag up into the final little sections of the circuit before they wind back through down to the starting line. As we know that the GT4 Americana series, they have the team's leaderboard, and out front at the moment is Team Twinkies, and they've got not a huge lead over the Dunkin' Donuts, which I'm sure we will see feature tonight, and then the big green John Deere Mercedes-Benz as well, only 4 points in the rears of the Dunkin' Donuts, and the old number 7 JD black vehicles we see will be coming in 4th position, and not too far behind there will be the PV Camaros in 5th. Taste the Rainbow, guess that's probably the Skittles, 156, 1 point in arrears back of Fritari. The Pixmax is doing a great job in 8th with Max Power and Pixel Boy. Finger licking good KFC car way down in 9th with the Porsche, but what a victory we had a couple of rounds back there with John Slow. And the pull top 120 and the sticky fingers and just send it in 12th position. And this is the big one that everyone's after here on the penultimate round, the leaderboard, and we've got Darren up out in front on 127 points with a bloody 9 just behind him on 114 Dino. So you can see all these drivers have already pulled out their wild cards on 108. Not too far is Mark, who's had a sensational run throughout the series in the GT4s in 4th position, and then Dat Boy not too far from him. As you can see, the green dots are the drivers yet to play out their wild card, where that wild card is the Sigma P2 car. And I believe that there might be only 2 cars out there at the moment. I mean, 4 cars I think, which we'll see shortly. We'll come to the end of the qualifying of the GT4s, but the Targa Tasmania, or the GTL Targa Americana I should say, is based on the best race laps, and they all added together. So you can see the P2s when they played them out at Road America was the big plays where we didn't really think there was going to be a big difference. So a lot of the drivers that played the P2s have been able to benefit from that really well. So let's go to the action now. And you can see we're just looking at Petey, who's jumped in to sub for Pixel Boy. And currently in P3. They've got just under 10 minutes remaining. At the 15-minute mark that's remaining, that's when we'll see the P2s come out. And as you can see, there's only the 4 of the P2s of Rangy Rover, No Frills, Cuckoo, and John Slow from the Finger Lickin' Good company. So I'm assuming that, yeah, there he goes in queue. He's got the P2. Getting a little bit damp is Joshua Hill in the PV Camaro, sounding very nice. These treacherous conditions here at Watkins Glen, getting it all out, and it's not going to be hard coming up through the S's. Here we go onto the big long back straight, as you can see. Hard on the brakes, down into the outer loop. And here he comes now, just holding on. He's wrestling that car as he's trying to get down through the inner loop here into the boot section. Geez, aren't we going to have some comments here coming into the tow section with the Hooters car. Just getting into the back of Max Power, maybe running a little bit squirmy. Don't know if that's going to have held him up. Yes, he's down from his previous bet, but this track is just getting wetter and wetter. You can see the puddles now starting to catch and accumulate on this circuit. I just got to try and get this audio back up again. So bear with us. There we go. We should have all the audio coming back through. Sorry about that, as we could not hear that rumble of that Camaro. That must sound better through the stream now. And looking good as well. So out in front, we got the FedEx cars of DDF, currently on a fast one. And he's into the final sector. So we'll stay on board and see what he can do. If he can get into the 58s. He's got this Janetta absolutely singing at the moment. Like always, if there's the drivers that you want us to have a little look at, please comment in the comments. Send us a message and I'll be sure to find them and get them on the big screen for you. Say big hello to Tim, my broadcasting partner in crime. We will be all back together, as I said in the intro, for the final round at Indianapolis, the road course. And here comes the Twinkies of DJM. He's now out on an outlap, I believe. The rock star of Gunner. Very dark conditions out here at Watkins Glen for this qualifying session. Only 5 minutes remaining for the GT4s. And we're not too sure. It looks like there could be some still dark clouds for the race, but you can just see it's starting to get a little bit light out in the background. There is Gunners up by a little bit. He needs to try and keep this into it. He's a long way off position 3 of Petey in the Pepsi Max car. But he's got Esky Man just breathing down his tail here. There's nothing in it. between P4 and 5. So the final 2 corners, what can he get out of it, Gunner? Gets the slide on, drifting as he's getting that power on. Remember, these cars in the GT4s, they do not have traction control or ABS like their bigger partners in the GT3s. And he's lost some time in that final sector. So either it's a little bit too wet. Here comes another big of the Mercs in the John Deere cars of Dino. Dino currently sitting 3rd in the championship. He'll be wanting to see if he can get up this grid order if he can. Positions are going to be pretty vital, I think, in this track. They don't want to get caught up into many incidents if they can. And we know one thing about Watkins Glen, it can cause incidents. So he's only got 3 minutes remaining, so he's probably will be able to get this lap and one more out of it, as long as he's got the fuel. Just looking down the order too, I just can't see the bloody 9 oh yes, the bloody 9 is right behind actually Dino in position 8. As we can just see, Tim wants to have a little look to see how it feels inside the cockpit of this car. It doesn't look too bad. It's pretty dark, but definitely the rain isn't coming down all that heavy on the windscreen, so the wipers are doing their job. Again, just one graphic we would absolutely, we're just dying for to see, the ability to be able to see the full display coming up true, seeing which gear he's in. And he's up at this moment. Dino, sorry. In the Gravel Trap Legends, John Deere. Oh, he's run wide. Can he keep it going? He saw that grass. He's thinking, oh, no, it's not the time for lawn mowing. It's too wet. Lawn mowing men don't like mowing in the wet. Oh, he's got to keep it on this black stuff. See if he can get in front of Mac Attack. The way he's going at the moment, if he hasn't lost out too much in this 3rd sector, he will jump into P6. Oh, that slide in and that run, he ran so wide in the turn, the 3rd last corner. But he's still got one more lap to do it. Darren's doing everything he has to at the moment, out in front. Or in P2, I should say, and he's obviously leading this championship. Big one that's struggling right at this stage, though, is Dat Boy, all the way in P17. And you can see he's definitely struggling with that Skittles Porsche. Oh, and just as the Jack Daniels car comes out for a run, he's not going to be able to get a time in. The clock's going to end. There's 1 more minute remaining. So there's a few more cars out on track that will be able to get 1 more lap in. So as some of the drivers is now starting to come in, put it into the pits. They're calling it a day for this qualifying run. They stick with us. We've actually got, looks like we've actually got the 5P2. So a late entry of, I think it might have been Rhetorical Gambit. Not too sure of those names if they were there earlier, but there was only 4. Now there is 5. So a late call out. Obviously the drivers have to nominate when they're going to pull out the Joker card of the P2 30 minutes before the lobby opens. So it wasn't like a driver came out in the GT4s and seen who was there and then decided to jump into a P2. That does not happen here at Gravel Trap Legends. They adjudicate on that very, very closely. There's that cut-off time, and that's it. And oh, there you go. Dat boy into the barrier. As Scar's pushing hard. I don't think he may have made this. He could be on the last lap, actually. So we'll keep an eye. He could be the last man as all the P2s are now filtering out, so he's still on it. The Scar seeing if he can get this one last lap in. These darker cars are going to be hard to see with all this rain, with the spray coming up from behind as well. And maybe they might have been wanting to put a little bit more colour in the back of the cars if they could. But just like a rock star though, Scar's going to overcome any hurdles I think tonight. So far in 18th spot of the GT4s. Oh, running very wide, trying to get that power on. It's an absolute handful. They're drifting so far out wide. That'll be it for Scar, I'd say. He's made a few little mistakes there. In the pit lane he comes. And we are going to get on and have a look. So where's actually, I'm just thinking of the P2s. I thought we had John Slow in one. And it doesn't seem like he is in at the moment. But maybe he's dropped out. He's got to come back in. Oh, there he is. Now it pops up for me in P22. So there you go. I thought I saw him on track as he's coming through. So we've got the 5. Let's try and pick up who's out first. It might be, obviously it looks like Brett is the leading car. This will be their first time lap as they've already had their out lap. Smashing the DRS, trying to get the maximum out of these cars, reduce the drag wherever they can. So what has Brett got for us? A 149.2. So that's a lot of time too. So these drivers are going to benefit, I think. One would think with the extra pace that they're getting. Over 10 seconds better than the leading GT4 for the Targa timing board, leaderboard. So we could see some changes there for the final round. And he's up. So Brett is up at the moment in his first sector. So he's aiming to go into the 48s here. The magic 10 minutes remaining. The GT4s are done. We have DDF on pole. with Darren just behind him. So he'll be alongside DDF with Petey. Has got the Pepsi Max car up into 3rd position. And then we have Gunner will be beside him in 4th position. So all the big names are up front as normal. Looks like it's getting a little bit cramped over there. The 2nd and 3rd and 4th cars coming through of those P2s. Seems to be 6 cars out on track on the graphic. So there he goes, the 48.2. As No Frills runs very, very wide. Where's Rhetorical Gambit? There he goes. Oh, he's down. John Slow is up into P2. So that'll be right. There's actually 6 cars. So the P2s are all coming in thick and thin. Thick and fast, I should say. We've got Rangy Rover as well. He's leading the pack in the Navy. P2 in the Navy. Typical Rangy Rover getting into that. He's got a lot of time to make up at the moment. They absolutely look gorgeous out on track, especially this wet weather. The P2s, they're throwing up quite a lot of spray as well with that aero. The diffuser at the back is just spraying this water out like a kid in a water park. So he's found some time, but we have to say as well, he has got a pretty low time with a 154 to start off with, so there's a lot more improvement there for Rangy Rover if he can find it. Just came away from running over at Long Beach in the IndyCars for the kart series, where he came 6th position. So these cars are probably moving around just that little bit more. Obviously enclosed in, he might be feeling a little bit claustrophobic as well compared to the IndyCar he was in. There he goes, 151.635. So pretty healthy time there. He can work on that a little bit more. No Frills. He's got a clear track. He's not in amongst anyone else. So he's got no effect of any spray. Now let's see. One would expect that No Frills should be able to get up maybe into the front row. As he exits turn 11. Powers on down the straight, picking up his braking marker, which will be so hard here. We can just see the conditions. Oh, and there's a car that's come out on in the pits as well. John Slow. Is this a tactical manoeuvre from John? This isn't got No Frills. Isn't going to be appreciating this. He'll be hoping that No Frills. I mean, yep, there we go. John has been able to move away, but we don't know if that's cost him any time as he was winding up the S's of the hill. Now, I could be even mistaken, but there's bit parts of the circuit where the rain seems to be just easing off. Still falling, as we can see. We'll try and see if we can pick up. There's a couple of yellows out there as well with cars just sticking out on the track. Oh, that was almost a big high side from No Frills. He was able to hold on to that. He'd be saying I need more downforce. His cars generate quite a little bit as they move, but this slippery surface isn't helping. 5 more minutes remaining. We've got Brett on pole position with John Slow. Trying to continue on his good form in position 2. Here we go. Out of turn 10, into turn 11. Gets through this well. Gets the power on. Don't take it too far out to the wall. It'll cost you a bit of time. Here he goes. No better. As John Slow has caught it. Quits. I don't think he's going to be coming out again. The time might beat him. He'd have to be getting out of pit lane very shortly if he's going to be able to get his outlap in. So here we go. Down the long back straight. They miss the inner loop. They come straight through into turn 5, the outer loop. And this is why the next corner, after the chute, in turn 6, can catch people out. This rotation of this corner, it's sort of a little bit banked, and they can get a lot of power through. But this one, you think it's going to be about the same, but around the other way. But it actually is a lot tighter. And we have seen some cars running wide, and you can see there's not much runoff. That tyre wall comes out and meets you, almost. Not even the tyre wall, I should say, the Armco railing. We're just watching No Frills, seeing what he can do. That's a nice exit out of turn 9 to the run to turn 10. Pretty easy corner normally in the dry, but as you can see in the wet, so this would be a track limit. He's probably getting frustrated. Hopefully he hasn't got the wrath of the AMS2 where they cancel this next lap. But no, that one counted. So even running that wide, it counted. And he's now just behind Brett in the 2x2 for the start of this race. I'm not too sure if they're going to be going single file or 2x2, but he's in position 3. Can he find a little bit more? John Slow is out on circuit on his out lap. Rangy Rover's in the pits. He's caught it for a day. And he's going to get himself ready for race. As Cuckoo comes round the toe. His turn 7. These guys are pulling their wildcard entries out, and oh, he's going to trouble No Frills maybe for this P3. He's up, but he's got some cars in front of him. Hopefully that spray is not going to affect him. He's got John Slow in front. John Slow's trying to get one more lap in to try and make sure he safeguards himself on the front row alongside Brett. And here comes Cuckoo. Will he jump up into position 3? If he's got a good final sector, he should. Yes, he does. And he's only a smidgen away from John Slow. He almost puts it on the front row. Now, can he do it? He's got John Slow, the man he's chasing, just in front of him in an absolutely beaten up bucket of chicken. Look at it. It looks like it's been found in the car park at Coles. It has been munched up big time, but Brett S has put in the fastest lap of 47.229. Goodbye to the rest of the field. So is John Slow up at all? Or will we see Cuckoo go that little bit? He doesn't have to find much more out of it. Only 0.04 of it's out. There goes John. Not going to impede Cuckoo. May have just a little bit. We're not too sure. Rhetorical Gambit is still out there. He's going to be just in front of Cuckoo. And qualifying's over, so these are the last cars on the track. We've got Brett, who I think is returned. Oh no, he's still going. As Rhetorical Gambit getting the power on. It's going to be a bit confusing because I think Rangy Rover's got the same livery as well. I don't think there was too many to choose from, to be honest. And he goes up to P4. Nice run. Cuckoo, where does he go? Up into second. Well done to Cuckoo. So he has been able to just topple John Slow by not much at all. And here we come, Brett. Is he going to just stamp this authority on this track? He's pretty much already done it a second faster than position 2 of Cuckoo. But things can change in the dry. Yes, he has. He's bettered it again to a 47.0. Unbelievable time from Brett. Awesome qualifying. And Cuckoo gave him all, and he was lucky that John Slade didn't come back on that track when he had that spin. So, and Rhetorical Gambit in 4th, No Frills in 5th, and Rangy Rover in 6th. We went through the GT4s earlier with DDF, Darren, Petey, Gunner, Esky Van, Mac Attack, Dino, the Bloody 9 in 8th, Joshua Hill in 9th, Viper in 10th, Steve Ski in 11th, Kids in 12th, nice one there, Norbs in 13th, Mark way down in 14th, Chris in 15th, Bales in 16th, Dat Boy in 17th, Scar 666 in 18th, and then G Dude, Max Power, and Student set a time. Right, so let's have a look to see what's this weather in predicted that we're having here. We've we got maybe I pressed the wrong button there. That's the Targa, and maybe I'm not getting it up at all. No, we're not telling. I've missed my the Lady of Fortune. Where is she? There she is, Mrs. Apprehension. She wasn't too sure if it was going to be raining or dry, but look at this wet weather. It is still here with us for the Watkins Glen run of the Americana GT4 series. Not looking good. A little bit sunshine for her photo shoot. But she has definitely got that umbrella up. So let's just go straight back into the action here while they're readying up. They've got a few more, about another minute to go. So there you can see the grid order all in its glory. We don't normally see that when we do the broadcast between both myself and Tim. It only shows the top 16, but this is basically what this is like the inner sanctum of the director's screen that I normally get when both myself and Tim do the stream and bring the great coverage that Tim does to all you the audiences out there. Hope you're enjoying. I'm your host tonight, Neil Haynes, as we said, running solo. After Tim did it last week and did an outstanding job. Let's see if I can do something a little bit like it. It's a little bit more relaxed feel, I guess, in a way, because I don't have all the nice graphics that Tim is able to do. So here we go. So we're going to actually have that manual little rolling start, a long sync. This doesn't look good. Hopefully everyone is going to get onto this grid. We had 26 to start. So far 26 showing up with this wet weather, playing havoc with a lot of people's hardware. And we do know what wet weather does do in real life race cars. It plays havoc with the electronics. So hopefully we don't get anything like that tonight. Be great to have all 26 cars finish. Wouldn't that be amazing? The Gravel Trap Legends sim racing community for New Zealand and Australian AMS2 players, you need to get on board and support these guys and come and see what they have on offer. This is the penultimate round of the GT4 series. As we know, we have the shakedown runs on Wednesday nights where it's a free-for-all, where a lot of the a lot of guys that want to try and get in that aren't committed into a series can come and join on a Wednesday. Let the hairs down, a little bit more relaxed atmosphere. A lot of the pro drivers are still out there, so you can test yourselves against some of the regulars and see how you go. Look at the field of cars all the way through here. Stevesky, he's finding himself way down buried in position 17 out of everyone there. He's going to find it tough, and I have to think how he's going to go in that McLaren. Big shout out to Christopher Razor as well, winner of the Long Beach 95 kart race, the opening round of the ANZ CRL series that they run on the Sunday night on AMS2. Little shameful, little plug from my own league. But yeah, he took victory, 40 laps around Long Beach, and came out on top. And we've got one car, DF. So this is the reason why the late sync as well. And he's one of the men that actually do stream as well on his Twitch channel, so on his YouTube channel, I think it is, so of his perspective. So things have not turned out well for him. So that was part of the long sync, I would think. I thought we only had 26 cars. We got now 27 cars. So this is a bit strange. But anyway. And Stu was meant to be last, I thought. Maybe I didn't go through all the list properly. Maybe there was a couple there that I couldn't find. But here we go. They're all filtering out of the boot, the smelly boot. It'll be a very soaked and squishy boot by the end of today. We don't know if this rain is going to clear at all. We're hoping it will. I'm nice and warm in the commentary box. I hope you guys at home are nice and warm as well and dry. As here we go to the start of the race, and Brett has taken his advantage of the lead. But look at John Slow having a look down the inside, but no, thought wiser. You don't want to cause a problem, especially these P2s early on. And here we go with the GT4s. I'm trying to pick up a little bit of a better view if we can. Here they all come. This is the view we want as they all filter in through. Look at them. Look at the spray. You wouldn't even know where you are. It's the Skittles car. It's just hoping that he can find. He's following the M&M's car, and the M&M, oh, the Fana car of Norbs. Something's going on with Norbs. He has, what's happened? He's filled his car up with Fana. But here we go. We've got Gunner leading an angry pack up into the outer loop here at turn 5. Just behind him, look at Mac Attack, I think it might have been. It is very, very tight indeed. I don't know how these drivers are actually getting through the spray. You just would not want to be involved in this hole in here at the moment. Look at this view from the cockpit of Dino as he's trying to find his way through. He's got the Dunkin' Donuts in front. Lucky it's white. That's all I can say. The white icing. It's probably not as bad as what we thought it was going to be, but it is quite hard. Look at it coming up the hill here. So Brett will lead us for the first time around. As DDF, it looks like, is just coming out of pit lane. Obviously coming in for repairing of that damaged car that he had from the start, for something's gone on. But he is coming out now. He should get the gas on now, but he's going to find himself a lap down on not too far away. If he can get away with maybe an early safety car being caught, as it looks like Mac Attack. Oh no, it was Esky Man, sorry. Having a little look at Gunner. The cameraman's finding it hard to see cars through the spray. These cars still look brilliant out there, even with all this rain. Look at them all filtering on down through this long back straight. Stevesky's trying to hold off Joshua Hill, and Joshua Hill thinks he's going to go right around the outside. Can he hold it around the outside? He'll have the turn 6 to himself if he can, but no, running out of track. And the Bloody Nine had a bad exit out of turn 6. He's going to have to do some defending now. And talking about defending, Cuckoo has got John Slow fully in race mode. And when John's in race mode, you've got to be prepared for a hard battle. As John's just weaving out there, so you can probably at least have some sort of view, some sort of sight, line of sight. As that sprays. Oh, we got Gambit. Spun around out of turn 1, but he should be able to get going again without having to worry about the GT4. So that was close. But look at John Slow now. He's picked up that DRS early in these frightful conditions. He's risked it for the biscuit. And it looks like it's going to pay off if he's got that braking right for this outer loop. Big, long corner. You only basically got to make sure you can stick it down the inside and just hold it there, because the other driver's going to have a hard time to try and keep it around the outside. And there you go, makes it up into P2. So nice move early on lap 4 for John Slow. Just remember, we've got 55 minutes plus the 1 extra lap. That's just to counter for the formation lap. And right down the back here, just trying to pick up here, we've got Stu trying to come onto the back of Norbs. Oh, I shouldn't say that, that sounds a bit rude, but get to the back of Norbs in the Fanta, where the Fanta seemed to have struggled on that opening lap as well. We were wondering what was going on with Norbs. He just couldn't get it up the hill. He was almost out pushing it. But Bales in that M&M's car, just leading that little pack in position 16 in class. He's doing good too. He's 15th in the championship. And yet to, he actually has taken the wildcard entry, but he's 2 points off Esky. The Bloody Nine now starting to get back into the groove. Oh, saying that, the commentator's curse, bang, right on cue, boom, into the exit barrier of turn 10. He can thank me later. I said turn 11, sorry, not turn 10. So he's going to have a little bit of pressure now from Joshua Hill just behind him. I might just take the overview off. It just seems a bit too cluttered with that on there as well. It's good to have the map on. We can see what's happening. Helps me obviously gauge where I need to try and go. But look at this. Here we go. This is what we want to see. Joshua Hill in this. Is it a beigey type PV car? Cream. Probably not really beige, off beige cream. It's a bit like a Richie Benno type suit. You can just see they're just treading carefully on this icy surface. Well, it's not ice, but it would be feeling very, very hard indeed to get the grip that they need. Good thing about Watkins Glen though, it's got great drainage. So you won't see pooling of water. You can obviously see some standing water just off near the edges where it would be moving around from with the cars, moving that water towards the edges. But generally, not too bad. The puddles would be more probably off the whole racing track itself. So very good layout for wet weather running. So that's one good thing for the drivers. A little bit funny, a bit harder for the viewing. Not as clear as what it would normally be. Is Steve Ski in the McLaren. Puts his first fastest lap down of the race with a 2:02.613. Esky Man doing a great job in P4. Oh, we got a Pepsi Max car. It's not Max. It's actually the substitute driver. I think. It was oh, sorry about that, but I think he's obviously disconnected. He's no longer there. That brings Esky Man up into third position. And he's trying to chase down Gunner. Not that far up the road. Only by a second. There's now look at No Frills on the back of Cuckoo. So Cuckoo's either had a little problem or he's got held up in some traffic because he's dropped a little bit from John Slow. Looks like there was a car involved. It was a GT4 car close. So it looks like Cuckoo now is extending out a little bit, but we should see probably the next lap time. It would have happened this lap. He did a 49.8 the previous lap. And No Frills with a 49.7, so there wasn't much in it. Maybe he made a mistake. We'll wait and see once he goes over the start-finish line. These skies are just teasing us. It's looking at like it wants to lighten up, and no, it's not this lapper that he's obviously made a mistake because he's actually gone fastest that he has in any other time around here during this race. And here they come up to the Skittles car as Christopher Razor into the pits early. Obviously probably for some damage. Can No Frills get through the Skittles car as well? Yes, he has, I think. Oh no, he's been delayed a little bit, not too much. But he's DJM. And he's got a 5-second margin at the moment to Gunner in second position. And Gunner in the Rockstar Energy car. He's just making consistent laps after consistent laps. Oh, it's Petey that was out. So yes, Petey in the it did so good qualifying onto, I think it was position 3, P3 I think it was, something like that, for the GT4s. But Gunner just consistent laps. And that's just, oh, look how wide they're exploiting the track limits as they can. The wet track, obviously, I think there's a little bit lenient. Oh, no, sorry to hear, Petey. Doing so well, my friend. Old net drop out. But Mac Attack is on the attack at the moment. Almost half a second faster than Eskimo on that previous lap. And let's have a look to see what happens here. Again, he's faster again. So let's keep an eye on Mac Attack here in the Dunkin' Donuts in position 4. Currently, Mac Attack is in position 11 in the championship standings, yet to pull out the wildcard entry, which will obviously be the final round at Indianapolis Road Course, which I am getting so excited to call next Monday. And here comes Mac Attack. Tries to see if he can get a good run out of turn 6. There's a possibility that they can get up here into turn 7, but not often do you see an overtake. They usually can cover that point. Pretty easy drivers. One of the good points is probably not this corner, but the next as they come up the hill, turn 9. They can get a run, so just have a look here. See if Mac Attack can get a good exit and hang it on the outside and power up this hill. They go down into this little valley and then up this hill. Oh, but they're all running wide, but this is where sometimes they can get it. Poke their nose up the inside. This is a fairly tight corner, turn 9, but if they can get up the inside there, they've obviously got the next corner. There they can make that pass complete into turn 10 here. So as a driver, that's what they're trying to do here. They won't be trying to overtake every corner. Oh, there's a caution. We've got a caution there, and it's Steveski's around. So he's around. Don't know if there's any other cars involved. There's another yellow car before turn 9. Not too sure who that might be. If there's anyone there, I think it could be just a yellow saying that there's a yellow for this corner. So Steveski's now getting around. So we'll get back up to Esky Man as he's trying to hold off a very hard charging Mac Attack. A couple of other nice little healthy battles behind as well. But Esky Man is racking up some points. But Mac Attack is run wide now. Is that let Esky Man through this big outer loop? He's got the run now. He won't want to give it an inch here to Esky Man, and he's ducked it down to stop the Rockstar Energy car of Esky Man. Get that position back. Look at the attitude of those cars. You can't tell me they're not pushing. Oh, here we go. Down the inside. Oh, that's a corner there, and he's still in there. He's got a good, if he can get a good run, but I think he's going to be compromised. Yes, because his car was all over. He was pulling it up, making sure that he wouldn't get into the back of Mac Attack or the side. So that was great driving, but Esky Man, he's not going down without a fight by the looks of things, but he's run a little bit wide here, so I think that could be all over. Now he's got to contend with Mac Attack's spray. And one thing that Mac Attack will be looking now is for position 2 with Gunner not too far away. As we got Brett, the leader, about to now put a lap on the leading GT4s. And they're in a ding-dong battle for position here. Talking about positions, have a look. At least Cuckoo and No Frills is still going, but Cuckoo's holding strong in the 44 car. And then Rangy Rover and Rhetorical Gambit are doing their best to put on a show here for the Navy. Now John slows down into position 6, so he's had a little bit of an off, but his last lap was a 149.9. And he's in the pit lane. So, whoa, what's going on here? getting balked a little bit from the Hooters Camaro. And Rhetorical Gambit's trying to gamble around the outside, but he's going to find no grip out there. Well, you could maybe find some grip. I'm sitting here in the commentary. I'm not too sure. But this is a great battle for position 4. Doing the US of A Navy proud here at Watkins Glen. Can they move these cars up into a podium position? At the moment, they're slowing each other down. They're roughly 2 seconds off the pace of the leaders. And here's John Slow's teammate Viper on. I think I heard as well that we're pronouncing his name wrong. I think it's Viperin or something like that. Viperin. But anyway, one thing's for sure. He's got grease amongst his fingers. And as Joshua Hill comes into the pits. So it doesn't look like he's got any damage. So could this be either for either tyres wearing out, the wet tyres, or he's sitting before pit lane just making sure he's got the right thing selected, I think. This is a late call. Thanks for the pronunciation there to Tim. TVGP Sim Racing, make sure that you like, subscribe their YouTube channel, which this will be uploaded later on. And we'll get back to the action with Mark. Up on a sector here in the John Deere car. And he is only, what, 2 seconds behind Viperon. Oh, there's a car out on the... it's no frills. So no frills. Something's happened there as he's been trying to battle with Cuckoo. Sounds like he's stalled it. He's had to get that started again. Oh, he stalled it again. So something's not going well for no frills. This is going to benefit John Slow. Where's John? So he's actually a lap down on these guys. Has no frills got? He's got the car going now. So there we go. So that saves any yellow, full course yellow. So well done to him. Who haven't we seen for a little bit? We haven't seen G-Dude for a little while. In the number 7, Jack Daniels. Sort of running on his own at the moment. Not much happening with him, but one good thing is his car's looking very, very clean. And very smart. So he's got to watch out for this man here, Dat Boy. As here comes No Frills from his recovery after having an incident. Might have been avoiding a GT4, maybe, we don't know. And let's have a look. Let's try and find where we are here. This is a nice lot of things going on here. We've got obviously the 2 Navy P2 cars. Just throwing it on. I believe the whole contingent of the armed forces are here, being wined and dined in their marquee. So these guys are doing it all for the Navy. Maybe we'll see a flyby. So stay tuned for that, guys. As we'll pick up the Dunkin' Donuts of Mac Attack. He's starting to lose a little bit of... he's still on pace, actually, to try and find Gunner. So Esky Man is following. There goes John Slow. So he's filtering through. He's still on the same lap, as you can see, of the GT4. So that's how far he got dropped down for whatever happened to him, his car, which we missed. As Joshua Hill, he'll come out of the pits there in P8, as we can see Brett just there going through. Actually, they actually look similar. They're the same sort of liveries when you look at it, in a way. Could also call them sister cars. BMW of Stu in 16th. I have to take a note here of DDF as well, as we've seen him have that problem at the start of the race. Now, credit to this bloke, he's still going around, and that's the sort of spirit we've got at Gravel Trap Legends as well. That's the community that's been harnessed, you could say, by Stu, and he's been able to stick at it. And he's in position 19 and probably the fastest lap of the race, a 2-minute flat almost in these wet conditions. So fastest car out on track of the GT4s by quite a margin actually. There you go. Look, he just whacks out a 159. So absolutely killing it at the moment. And if I just bring up our overview, we can just see the driver ahead, Joshua Hill, in that Camaro is only less than 3 seconds up the road. So it wouldn't be too long that we will see DDF starting to reap rewards of his hard work. And we've still got 27 minutes remaining, plus that one extra lap. So he could find himself actually in the top 10, and this would be a sensational drive by this man. So let's see these. Let's all support this and cheer on DDF through this race, guys, in the FedEx, because otherwise you will not get your parcel if you show any signs of booing or anything like that. They those delivery drivers, they can just drop your package at the front door for all they care. And look at this time he's eaten up on the big Camaro of Joshua Hill. And then he'll have his eyesight on Christopher Razor. Yeah, big tough night for most of these drivers. Oh no. I think that could be me actually disconnecting, guys. Sorry. With everyone stopping, this isn't good. So we may not get the full race in, guys, with my loose end here. I've been disconnected. No. What we will try and do, guys, we will try and see if I can reconnect into the lobby and get that going again. Stay with us, guys. We are getting things organised. We should be able to get back to the action. Okay, here we go. So it looks like we have got all communication back and coverage. So there we go. So awesome. So hopefully I didn't take anyone out. It looks like everyone's in here max power, sliding around still in that Pepsi Max Porsche. And let's bring up the map and let's all get acquainted again. There's a massive thing going up on the back straight there if I can try and find it. John Slow, who's up in front of him? There's a couple of other cars. And that's the other P2s of No Frills and Rhetorical Gambit. So obviously No Frills it probably might be. He's actually 52 seconds, so I'm not too sure exactly who John Slow is coming up to there. It is Rangy Rover and all that. They're obviously probably a lap up on him. Yes, they are. So there we go. Okay. Brett's starting to filter through a very, very tough line of traffic. As here comes Norbs on a big jump on Scar if he can. Look at this battle, the BMW, the leading BMW. And he's all crossed up. He's holding on opposite lock into turn one. Can that get any better? I would say no, it can't. That is sensational driving. Look at the attitude of these cars as they come up over the hill. Welcome back to the, we had a little bit of broken broadcast there where I got a little bit disconnected with this wet weather. I tell you what, playing havoc. We had Petey, the only retirement so far tonight, after he had a network issue as well. So I'm glad that we can get this coverage still live to you guys. And look at this scrabble of cars. We've got Mark just in front of him, and Mark now trying to, he's just letting through the leading P2 car of Brett, holding off these two. It's Norbs going, look, come on, we got to get this BMW up into the top 10. Oh, look at these cars go. I just thought for a minute there that Mark was looping it out of turn 8. Oh, a whole lot of aggro opposite lock still for Norbs. Why don't we go on and enjoy a lap here in the wet with a high pitch of the BMW as he's wriggling at its neck, bringing it as hard as he can, get up this hill. $20 remaining, and it does look like that rain has finally eased off a little bit. So this is what we were saying before, that the P2's run out of legs on a big long straight. So the BMW was actually starting to re-overtake the P2 of Cuckoo. And it wasn't because he was trying, it was just that they both had their foot flat on the throttle. And the BMWs, the GT4's starting to wind up a little bit, and they start getting their top end speed going. There you go, a lap around here at Watkins Glen. What a lap that was on board of Norbs. You can just see the way that the cars are moving around this circuit. And the BMW so strong under brakes there into the turn one that he had the car all squirming. Yeah, DDF, so yeah, bring up that point again. DDF now in position 14. As you can see, the other cars that we were just watching were just going up the hill and onto the back straight, and DDF, we'll just go on him again. He's just coming on to the starting straight. So he definitely does need a safety car, as long as he doesn't have a P2 in the way between him and the other cars in front of him, the likes of Scar, Mark and Viperon. Oh, we'll get it one day. There he goes. So he's going to slowly, I think. So he's actually showing the pace there over Mark and Scar as well. So he can keep his way there. But Norbs showing the pace in this BMW. Saying that there is a bit of pace in it. Oh, look at him go. Norbs is going at it. He's had enough. He's been following Scar for many a laps now. He's backed it right off, as it looks like Scar, I think, was having a look at Mark, was he? No, Mark's still up the road a bit. Oh, big moment there from Norbs. They've been able to hold it. Got into the back of Scar. I'm sure that they're just going to let each other cool it. As Brett's into the pits, the leader of the race, and he's got damage. So this is going to give Cuckoo the lead of the race. Rhetorical Gambit, we were saying that the crew of the Armed Forces of America are all here out in force, and they're going to be in 2 and 3. Rangy Rover, here he comes now, up into 3rd position. So there you go. I said it was game over for everyone else with Brett's qualifying time and how the pace that he's been shown, but he's in pits and he's going to be in there for a long time. No frills, or may get out. Just depends how long the damage repair. For Brett, he's still stationary. You can see the dot there in the map. But one good thing is he's done most of his transition through the pit lane. He doesn't have much to go to get out. But still, anguishingly waiting. He's waiting to get that car going again. He's going to fall into position 5 now, so he's had a massive moment. And there we go. No frills. Up into P4. Why Brett's still stationary. And now he goes. So, what can he do? Can he get back up onto the podium? He's got some time. 15 minutes remaining, plus that one extra lap. Let's get back to the battle here with Norbs and Scar side by side out of turn 7 of the toe of the boot. He's got the inside. Will he be able to? He should have the brakes of the BMW. Should be able to pull it up and keep Scar behind. Nice move up into P10 for Norbs in the Fanta car, and the PV car runs way, way wide. Now can Norbs get onto the back of Mark? I would say yes. He's got that pace. DDF. Let's bring up the overview, see where he is. He's only 1 second, less than a second. There's Ski. He's off the line. He's just letting DDF through without a challenge. So who's he got now? Bales. He's about 16 seconds up the road. So that's going to be a fair while to get up there. 15, well, we'll say 15 seconds. He's 5 seconds faster than Bales that last lap. That's only 3 laps away. So 3 laps, 2 minutes, so about 6 or 7 minutes. So he's got time to keep crawling up this order. And then he's not going to be too far away, one would think, from... let's just bring up the overview again. Oh, he may not get up into P11 or 10, but it's going to be close. So let's have a look. We've got DJM leading. Well, let's go up the top, sorry. We should go up the top. Show the respect here for the P2s. We've got Cuckoo leading this race, 8 seconds. Almost 10 seconds from Rhetorical Gambit from the Navy. Absolutely killing it now in position 2. Loving life with one of the fastest lap, that previous lap around, the fastest car out on track. Well, John Slow, I would say, was the 149, but he's probably yet to complete. Then we've got his teammate Rangy Rover in third, getting amongst the GT4s here. He had one on the inside, one on the outside. Where do you go? Through the middle. Oh, the Skittles car doesn't want to let him. They don't know. Let's go through the middle. That's where we want you to go. Such a hard thing to decide, especially the wet too. They're playing around. Like I said, like a big water park. Splash pad, you could say it. No frills. He's got Brett only 4 seconds behind him now, so he knows that time's only ticking till this man may get right on the back of him, and we will have a battle for position 4. And look at John Slow again. He's lost the front end of his car. He's been munted. So that's not going to be awfully fun to drive. But the last lap was a 149, so maybe we've seen one of those pit glitches where he's been done. As he's sort of got the pace there because he's going harder against Cuckoo. He's trying to get his lap back actually on Cuckoo. Cuckoo, the lead of the race, he's just going, I'm out of this. So John Slow goes, nah, I'm out of here. You can do what you want to do. Oh, what's happened to Cuckoo? So Rhetorical Gambit now has taken the lead of the race. But what's happened to Cuckoo? We've seen him going slow out of the exit. The Rhetorical Gambit, he can't believe his luck. The armed forces are cheering. They're popping champagne and everything now, or they just haven't got their cup of teas. But here we go. We won't count our chickens before they hatch, as they say. But he's extending his lead on Cuckoo. So something's happened to Cuckoo, one would think. Or is he just having a moment with being amongst all these cars? He's down on power because he's struggling to just stay in front. We know that they've got extra horse, they start to speed up the other cars, but he's pushing hard to try. Look how wide all the cars are going. I was caught short on going through the order of the cars, but the times are starting to drop because of the rain. The rain has to have, but it seems to be still coming down very heavy. I was just thinking some of those times are starting to drop a little bit. So here's this battle for position 3 between Esky Man and Gunner. And Gunner's got the inside here. Oh, look at that. And I think you got the leader of the race trying to blitz it through the middle. No, it's not. That's Rangy Rover. He's been the mediator here, trying to settle these two down. They're back at it. The Rockstar racing against his teammate. So here we go. The energy drink cars are at it. Doesn't the gold of Gunner's car look magnificent, even in this weather? And here we go. We haven't seen them, but here we go. We've been looking for them, and we finally found them. They just got out of the boot. But let's stick with Kiz. He's got a little margin at the moment on Viperin. And the bloody 9 in the Jack Daniels car up in the road by about 5 seconds. So still got a little bit of time to go in this race. Go down to see. We've actually got 24 cars now, so we've lost a couple of others. Welcome to the broadcast. Hope you're enjoying it, Slide Science. We've got a lot of action going on. We've had the P2s out of control. And we got the Army leading the way with Rhetorical Gambit. And he has got a 6-second margin on Cuckoo. After Cuckoo was leading the race after Brett had to come into the pits. And just talking about Brett, look, here he comes on no frills for position 2. So Brett will be keen. He will have fresh tyres, wet tyres on that car as well after having that pit stop for damage. And it was a lengthy stop as well. So he lost the lead of the race and came out in 5th position. So he's still got a fair margin now. He's got 30 seconds on Cuckoo to make up. And I think time will beat him for sure. And it is such a good circuit here, Watkins Glen. You've got the short layout. You've got this longer one where, well, it wouldn't be longer, but you've got the one without the using the inner loop. And Mark in P10 still doing a good job holding off Norbs. Norbs hasn't been... Oh, actually, Norbs, sorry, has got in front of Mark. We've missed that. So Norbs is really finding some pace late in this race as well, you'd have to say. He's knocking on the door to see if he can try and get some extra... Oh, he's running wide. Has he found a little thing there where he's not getting... Oh, he's using up his track limits. Going out so wide too, you think it would be not the fastest way around. Oh, as we've got one of the P2s. Don't know if it was No Frues or Cuckoo. It was Cuckoo actually, so things are going bad to worse for Cuckoo. As someone else is coming into the pit lanes too, I think. So there he is. Magically gets those repair done. Boom. So where's John Slow? So he's coming around now. So he's a lap behind though. So John Slow's a lap behind from Cuckoo. Oh no, he wasn't. So there you go. So he... Oh, look at this. John Slow being a bit cheeky to the leader. And is Rhetorical Gambit just going to play easy here and maybe just go, okay, let you go, buddy. Have your day. But I know exactly what John Slow's doing. So he's now on the same lap as the leading car now. So if there is a late there will be no late caution, sorry. So the reason why we can't go to the late caution is after the last 5 minutes remaining. There is no more full course yellow. So Mac Attack's in the pit lane as well for the GT4. So things... There's a few cars in there. So Mac Attack, oh no, he's had such a good run, but he's down there now. And Stu's getting up. Oh, he's up to position 15. He was 16 earlier. And G-Do behind him. DDF, here we go. So what's he got? He's got Scar just in front of him by 4 seconds. And he is monstering it at the moment. So what a nice comeback drive anyway from Brett after he lost the lead of the race. Down into 5th. He's actually found himself back on the podium at the moment. That's probably where he will stand unless something happens to the two Armed Forces car of Rhetorical Gambit and Rangy Rover. But here we go with Norbs. He's got the pace. Second, just under a second slower. I mean, faster, I should say, to position 8. And the Bloody Nine is doing a very good job in the Jack Daniels car. We've seen him every now and then throughout the stream. But position 5, doing a great job. Don't forget, this man is second in the championship at the moment. But he's given up a bit of positions there to Darren. Darren is DJM in position 1 of the GT4. So you want to make sure that he keeps Mac Attack behind him. So he doesn't want to get too excited here. Make sure he keeps the car planted. And also Dino is the other man that's just in front of him who's doing the chasing actually. He's only, what was he, 6 points behind the Bloody Nine. So he's actually in front of him at the moment by a good margin, by about 10 seconds. So we'll go back to Norbs again as he's slowly there. You can see Viperon just in front of him. So everyone's cheering the BMW on, as we are also cheering. Remember, we said DDF had the rottenness of luck as he got Scar now. There's Scar in the PV car. So here we go. We've probably got this lap and one more to go. Maybe 2 more laps actually after this one. So look at the pace he's got. This is Janetta, he's absolutely flying. But here comes fighting back Scar with the Camaro. But no, he's actually a couple of cars in front before the braking area. So into position 11. So he, as we said, DDF had it on pole, I think it was, with the Janetta. And something happened at the start of the race. It was a long sink. I could be wrong that he didn't have it on pole. Someone might correct me, but it's been a long while ago. But he's come all the way through the field. He was basically a lap down of the GT4s. He was just in front of them. And he's now finds himself nudging a top 10. So great drive by him and setting his fastest lap of the race almost. The fastest point to this sector 3 I should say. So we may just stay, we'll have a look at Rhetorical Gambit, see where he is. So this will be, he'll have one more lap after this one, so everyone else will be coming up to their last lap shortly. So the timer's out, so we've got the one extra lap. So we'll go back to DDF here and see if he's going to pull out the fastest lap of the race for the GT4s. No, he lost a little bit of time there. But look, here's Mark just in front of him for P10. This is the last lap as Mark hangs it on the outside. And Rhetorical Gambit's in the pits. So he's come from he was actually leading this race. He's actually in the pit lane. What has happened there? As we see now DDF going around the outside, up past the S's, onto the back straight. Will we see Mark hold him off into the braking zone? Yes, he can, but has he gone too deep? Has he gone too deep? No, he hasn't. DDF is still trying to find a way past if he can. He's tucked it down the inside, but we've got Mark. No, the brakes of the Janetta's just too strong, and he gets it through. Great drive by DDF, but here we go. Rangy Rover He's now got the lead of the race. So this has been a topsy-turvy race. And we've only got Rhetorical Gambit only just in front of Brett, who's 4 seconds behind. So obviously the fuel probably had to have a splash in dash, one would think. There's third position in the background. Oh no, big moment here. Where's Brett? Brett has got into second. Rhetorical Gambit is way out on the boondocks. He's got some sort of problem, so that's given Brett second position in this race. No one, everyone would have had him gone for all money when he had the big pit stop for damage. The Rangy Rover, here he comes to take victory for round 5 of the Gravel Trap Legends. Congratulations to Rangy Rover and the Navy. Congratulations. May they have permission for a drive-by. Yes, they can if they want. Unbelievable lap and run from Rangy Rover. Brett comes home in second. No Frills is now into third. So Rhetorical Gambit, has he lost a wheel? He must have lost a wheel or got suspension damage from hitting a wall. He's fishtailing it everywhere. Is there a possibility of John Slow being able to get him? May just do that, but DJM has taken the lead of the GT4 series and the win of the class here at Watkins Glen. Oh, so Rhetorical Gambit is on slicks at this stage of this race, so he's pitted for fuel, but they did the tyres on his car. Look at it go. He's just holding on to it, so he's seen a victory slip away because I think the pit crew were celebrating with the rest of the armed forces and decided that they'll put some tyres on for some fun. But here we go, Dino in 4th position. Well done to Dino. Gunner in 2nd, Esky Man in 3rd. The Bloody 9 in 5th position in the Jack Daniels. Well done to him. Kiz in the Hooters in 6th position. But look at Viperon. He's trying his hardest. It's the last corner. Here comes the big, powerful Camaro. I said Mustang, I think it was, but the Camaro and the Hooters. Well done to Kiz, getting 6th. Didn't get much coverage tonight, but good job by him. And Norbs, what a drive. What a drive from Norbs in the BMW. And DDF, that was a sensational drive from him. Up into position 9. Probably the drive of the day. You can't go past Rangy Rover either. Didn't have the full-on pace like the rest of the field, but I tell you what, well deserved. So we're still looking for some cars to finish. I'm not too sure if we've got some cars out of fuel or what we've got going on here. But cars are battered up everywhere. That's been a hard race. Look at the stockpile of cars there. And the water running off. So here we go, guys. We're going to have a little look at how it all finished up. That was sensational. Hopefully you enjoyed that race as much as I did. Running solo, but Rangy Rover taking that out. His best lap of 149.624. Brett, what a challenge he had all the way. He had the race, but then as he said, something went wrong there. We'll find out, but he's obviously had a mistake, maybe with a GT4 or maybe on his own. At the fastest lap with a 147.781, but 40 seconds behind in second. No Frills gets back on the podium. He thought he wasn't going to get there, but Rhetorical Gambit on slicks with a 10-second time penalty as well. And look at that, John Slow almost got into position 4 from that 10-second penalty, only missed out by 5 seconds. So good run by John Slow for sticking it out there with Cuckoo, who had the lead of the race as well when it all turned pear-shaped for him. 2 laps down in position 6 as well. And comes home just in front of the leading GT4s of DJM. Gunner in 2nd. Esky Man in 3rd. Congratulations to those guys on the podium. And then we've got Dino In fourth, the Bloody Nine. Good run from him. Putting on that pressure, but Dino's going to scrape back a few points on the Bloody Nine in that championship as well. Kiz in sixth in the Hooters car. Viperon in seventh in the finger looking good Porsche. Norbs in that Fana car in eighth position when we thought that the car wasn't going to get up the hill at the start of the race as well. What a drive by Norbs. DDF, look at that time, 159.498. Fastest man on the track. He was a man possessed there in position 9. Mac Attack in 10th. Mark in 11th. He tried to hold off DDF but just couldn't do it. Scar 666 in 12th. Bales in 13th. Christopher kept it going in 14th. Stu in the Spam. BMW in 15th. G-Dude in 16th. Joshua Hill. So the PV cars not doing so well. Max Power, the Pepsi Max in 18th. And we've also got Steve Ski 21 in 19th. And Dat Boy there in 20th, retired as well. So good run from everyone there. And while we try and see if we can get the winners in, I'll just take you over to the next series that is coming up. As you can see here for Gravel Trap Legends, it's going to be the all-out Brazilian series with the Intercars, I believe. So that should be good to see. And I'll just put myself into a chat and we'll see if we can get ourselves the winner if he's still around. Rangy Rover, let's pull him over and into here. I don't know if it worked. No. Not working. I'm just trying to see if I could get Rangy Rover into the free chat, but maybe what I could do is just put myself into... no, I can't get myself into there. Anyway, we'll call that a night, guys. I can't do the magical work that Tim can normally do. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And Rangy is DDF teammate, so they had a great run, definitely. So hopefully you've enjoyed. I've been your host, Neil Haynes. And until next time, next week, when we come to the All Grand Final race at the Indianapolis circuit. Have a good week and we'll see you next Monday. Same time, same place. Enjoy, guys. Cheerio.